Juneteenth is my favorite day of the year. The whole neighborhood comes alive, music blasting from every corner, food vendors lined up for blocks, kids running around with red-stained lips from popsicles and fruit punch. By noon, half the city seemed packed along the parade route. Everything felt normal until the extra float appeared. Nobody recognized it. No banners, no sponsors, no logos, just a long black float covered in flowers. The people riding it smiled and waved like everybody else. Nobody thought much about it. Then a woman beside me grabbed my arm so hard I thought she'd break it. That's my daughter. Her daughter was standing right next to her, but the woman on the float looked exactly like her. Same face, same age, different life. A doctor instead of a waitress. An ear-piercing scream interrupted my thoughts. Within minutes, people all over the crowd were pointing at riders, calling names, and crying. A father saw a version of his son who never joined a gang. An elderly man saw his brother standing on the float. Not younger, not older, just a version that never got caught in the crossfire outside a convenience store in 1997. One woman collapsed when she saw herself holding the little girl she'd lost during pregnancy 20 years ago. Every rider looked like somebody in the audience. Not who they were, not who they wished they were. Something worse. Who they should have been, and somehow everybody knew it. The moment you saw your rider, you understood. You understood every closed door, every missed opportunity, every scholarship that went somewhere else, every illness, every act of violence, every promise that had been made and never kept. The float rolled slowly through the neighborhood, and people abandoned the rest of the parade to follow it. Marching bands played to empty sidewalks. Vendors stopped taking orders. Kids lost track of their parents. The celebration slowly drained away behind the float. I followed too. The strangest part was nobody could catch it. A teenager jumped on his bike and chased it, still 1 block ahead. A police officer cut through side streets trying to intercept it, still 1 block ahead. One man sprinted after it until he collapsed in somebody's front yard, still 1 block ahead. The float never got closer, never got farther away. Always 1 block ahead, close enough to see every face, never close enough to touch. And the riders kept looking back at us. Some smiled, some looked heartbroken. A few looked terrified, like they understood something we didn't. One woman pressed her hand against the side of the float and mouthed something to her counterpart in the crowd. The woman beside me started sobbing. "What did she say?" somebody asked. She never answered. By sunset, hundreds of people were trailing behind it. Then it turned a corner and vanished, just gone. The neighborhood changed after that. People stopped celebrating their accomplishments. Promotions didn't feel exciting anymore. New homes felt smaller. Graduations felt smaller. Even births felt different. How could they not? We had all seen the lives waiting just beyond reach. The marriages that survived. The businesses that succeeded. The children who came home. The futures people thought they were promised. I started hearing the same sentence everywhere. That should have been me. A few weeks later, I ran into Mr. Coleman, an old parade volunteer who'd been helping organize Juneteenth events longer than I'd been alive. When I told him about the float, all the color drained from his face. "You saw it too?" he asked. I asked him what it was. He stared down the empty parade route for a long time before answering. "I don't know, but you know what I think the float shows?" I shook my head. Mr. Coleman sighed. "The lives people would have lived if the world had kept its promises." His voice got quieter. "The world has been so cruel to us, taken so much from us." Then he turned and walked away. I think that's why the float always stayed 1 block ahead, close enough to follow, never close enough to reach. A haunting reminder.